Guys, watching like what Mike and Noelle have done with their family and their life is just inspirational. You talk about balancing life and business and kids and travel and experiences, and they have lived from the outside looking in the picture perfect life. Now I know it's not perfect. I know Mike's not perfect. I know Noelle's not perfect, but they are unbelievable friends and parents, and their relationship and just the way they've lived life has just been, it's been cool to be able to watch that over the last 26 years, and looking forward to the next 26 years with you guys. Andy, we see the picture is back. Are you back with us? You are not. The video, the sound is still not great. So looking forward to hitting the road. I know Andy's going to talk about location, and getting out of your comfort zone and getting out on the road. This is what we saw Andy Albright do from day one. I saw it 33 years ago when he recruited me into another business, had nothing to do with insurance. And then as soon as he started the insurance, started the alliance, I just saw him go. And one of the things he's always taught us is show taillights. And I know Mike and Noelle are traveling like crazy around the country, serving their people, inspiring people, growing their teams. And Beth and I are doing the same things. We're about to hit the road. I'm flying down to Tampa on Friday, meeting with a team down there. Saturday, we're in Atlanta for the boot camp. The next Thursday, the 21st, I'm with Noelle in Kansas City, and then we got a big boot camp in Chicago on the 23rd, and then I know I'm going to Miami on the 29th. In Pittsburgh on the 26th. So I got quite a lot to do in the month of August, as we're going to finish the month out strong, and we're going to go stir it up, see if we can find one more winner, see if we can inspire one more person to change their habits, to change their life. Mike and Noelle, what do you guys got cooking?
Well, Mike is in Kansas City today with Gina and Sebastian La Quinta, and I know they're going to have a great meeting out there. I'll be in St. Louis with Sarah Seifert next Wednesday, the 20th, and then also in Kansas City with you on the 21st. And then I'll be in Detroit with Stephen Davies on the 25th. And I know there are a lot of leaders that are traveling right now. We can hear you, Andy, if you're ready to roll or not. But the biggest thing,
but you can hear me now.
Oh, yes.
This works.
Yeah.
This works, but the lapel is not working.
Seems like it.
I can hear the mic. We can hear the mic.
Does that sound right? Okay, good. Keep talking, Noelle. You're right on track. Where are you traveling?
And so I was just saying I'll be with Stephen Davies in Detroit on the 25th, and then Mike is also traveling, so we're kind of, he's going one way, I'm going another way, which is kind of the way we do it and have done it and built our business, and just learned everything that we have from you. Andy, I'll let Mike talk about where he's traveling next, but one thing I will say is that as a team, as our leadership team within our organization, we're reading the Green Book, the Millionaire Maker Manual, the manual for our business. The things that Albright did to build this business is all in that book. The 8 Steps is actually inside that book as well. The 8 Steps is the first book to read, but the Millionaire Maker Manual is certainly the manual for our business and why we do what we do. So we're not just reading it, we're internalizing it. We are making notes in it. We're pulling stuff out of it, and we are building this business based on what you did 20 some years ago, building this business, Andy. So I want to say thank you to that. And I cannot promote that book enough, but it tells you how to run the meetings. It tells you how to build your organization. It tells you how to build a list. It's all in the manual. The business, this is our business. If this is what we're going to do, let's all get into the manual and learn the manual and treat it like it needs to be treated. So there's my promo for the Millionaire Maker Manual, but I'll pass it over to Mike or to Andy to talk about what their travel schedules are.
Mike, tell me where you're traveling to coming up.
So I have landed in Oklahoma City. I had to fight to get into a hotel room early so I can be here, but I'm here. And I am, as soon as we're done, I'm driving to Lawton, Oklahoma, hanging out with new legs that we have down there, and Sebastian and LaQuinta Chambers and Gina Hawks. So I'm doing that this afternoon and tonight. Then next week, I am holding down the fort in Louisville while Noelle's traveling. The following week, I know Noelle is in Detroit with Stephen Davies. And then the next day, I'm going down to Nashville, Music City. I'll be there with Mike Maurice. He's going to be joining me. And I know Julius on Brandon's team is going to be there. And so excited to be in Nashville. And then the next day, I'm running down to San Antonio. I will be working there with new qualified not direct, but qualified district manager, Andrew Bayardo, as he's got stuff happening there. So that's what we've got for the balance of this month. And then we're still looking at putting some things on in September. I know we're going to be out at the cabin. I'll be there once with a group as the cabin leadership has been opened up. So I know some people have been fortunate enough to get invites. And so if you hear about it and you hear there's a spot, I would take advantage of that. If you're a team or a leader and you're trying to identify, we've seen growth because of those events last December and March. So excited about that. But those are big things we got coming up.
Thank you, Mike, Adam, Noelle. Sorry about the technical glitch, but I think we got it solved. Y'all got me loud and clear?
Yes, sir.
So, there's a lot of things I like about these calls, but what I have here, just so you get a feel for it, and to give them a heads up, the people that I am paying to recruit or help me build. So I'm building my organization, but I'm also got teaching Taylor how to do this, copy me, and Mary how to do this and copy me. So they're in front of me. So it's like I'm talking to you guys, Adam and Mike and Noelle, but I will tell you this, Mike and Noelle and Adam are not surprised. This is a reminder. I call myself a chief reminder officer, CRO, chief reminder. So I'm reminding them, but I am talking to Adam's daughter, Emily, and her husband, Harry. I am talking to Aaron Lewantowicz's daughter, and I am talking to Ryan Chang, and people that I think are listening to me. New Americans or people that are spirited and excited about the future. I always think that people, when I get paid a commission from Transamerica or Mutual of Omaha, and I give one of my people some of that money, I feel like they're more incentivized to do exactly what I say. But Emily, who does exactly what I say, her income will go up higher than theirs. You know what I mean? But it is funny, like people like Emily or people that are out there on commission like Joe and Tim and Steve and a couple of those people, you can tell them till you're blue in the face and they're not going to do it because they know everything. Or they know more than I know, which is not everything. I could be an idiot, and they just know a little bit more than me, but why would they listen to idiot? Because they know more than me. They don't have money, friends, and power, but they have intelligence. And I'm being sarcastic. They think they know more than me when, in fact, they don't. But I always think about my staff that they're going to listen to me more because it's a different situation. They're kind of a captive situation where if they don't listen and follow, then they don't getting paid. Versus an independent person can go out there and get lucky, make a couple sales, or they can make minimum amount of money. Okay, so here's the deal. These shows are required to get me to help you. So when you recruit a person, you tell them about these shows, and then you text them, and you remind them, and then you expect what you inspect. So you text those people y'all have given me updates about. You text them, like right now, you have your phone out. Now, in some meetings, in some companies, they say don't be texting while you're on a meeting. And I'm going, get your phone out and text them and say, are you on the line? I don't agree with the people that say stuff that don't make sense to me. I go, whatever. Now, if I'm talking to you, that's different. But I'm saying you text people and check, are you on this call? Because I tell people, why don't I work with you and give you my time? I'm talking to one individual and answer a question when they don't jump on when I'm doing an hour and a half of my time. And they hit me with, well, I scheduled this, so I'm going to watch it later. I go, well, then don't ever do that again. And I'm trying to be not like, I don't care what you do. Like, you're independent. Like Emily, your daughter's, or Emily Cordillo, is that right, Adam? She does what she wants to do. They're independent. They're commission only. But I'm saying if they want me to respond. Now, there's another rule. Y'all got to inspect what you expect or don't expect if you don't inspect. So don't tell me something and you ain't inspected it because you don't know. Well, another rule, I can't remember the other rule, but I had another rule, unless you read my mind and you remember it, Adam. There's these rules that you have that if you follow them, it just makes it a whole lot easier. Oh, here's the rule. Your emergency does not necessarily become emergency with me. Oh, they stole my money. Oh, they double booked. Oh, this happened. Oh, I evaluate. First of all, my first rule is your emergency don't dictate emergency to me. So your downline does not dictate emergency to me. Okay, they're on every TW. So this is their emergency is your emergency. First of all, it's not. Okay, not my world. It's your world. On the other hand, if you don't watch my TWCs and you're not reading books, your emergency, heck no, ain't no emergency with me. You own every call, you're reading the books, you're plugging into everything, you're responsive to me. Now your emergency is more of an emergency to me. To be clear, it's not as big an emergency as it is to you, as it is to me, as it is you. You know, people call it crying. My wife left me. I'm like, oh, whew, not my emergency. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not. But if they're not on my shows on time, then it's necessary. It's not. Now, I have a lot of people to choose from also, where you only have 2 or 3 or 4 or 6 people to choose from. And Emily and them they got one massive leg, for example, and then they've got all these other people. All these people outside that one massive leg, you know, they got to be more attentive than I would to these people's emergencies. So you got 6 or 7 people, you're panicking because you don't want to lose one of your 6 because they've got an emergency. You feel like you got an emergency. Well, you kind of do more than I do. But if they're not plugging into everything and they demand that you have an emergency, you see the conflict? If you're dumb enough, don't be dumb enough to have their emergency, and don't come screaming at me or Patrick when this person don't plug into anything. But you want to care about people, and if you want to care about people, you got to get people to do the right thing, which is read the books, watch the TWC, watch the product call, and be on the activity call on Friday. Those are 3 requirements. Also, what you're doing, reminder, Mike and Noelle, you're recruiting to you, not the alliance. You're recruiting to you, Mary, not me. Because I want them to feel responsible to you for listening to TWC because you're the one that helped them. If you talk about me and then they don't watch the TWC with me, then they still expect you to be an emergency situation. But if you recruit it to you, now they're responsible to you. Does that make sense? It sounds weird because people are always like, you mean you don't want the credit? You want people recruiting you? No, it's not a network marketing deal if it's all to me. That's one level. If you become the leader and then we get another person leader, now we can call it. That's how we get 10,000 people to come to an event and we get people making $5 million a year. It's when everybody does it. Okay? Does this make sense, Mike and Adam, Noelle? You got questions about it? I'll take a comment, but I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
I think the bigger that we've gotten, the more humbling it's been to realize how little time we have to pour into everybody, which makes this TWC, the activity call, an event. It's mandatory, not because you've said it's mandatory. It's if you want to get big, you ain't got enough time in the day to do it all by yourself. And so
guess what I'm doing? Somebody I just started working with, Janet, I'm going, you watching? Because I've invited them to do something, Mike, which is very important. Opportunity can go away. You're like that? I'm like that. You need to be like that. Keep going, Mike.
So for me, and I'm a kind of a do-it-myself kind of a guy. So I think at some point I probably thought I was smart enough, not that I didn't need the TWC, but I didn't have to be militant about it in terms of getting other people. I watched myself, but maybe I didn't have a high expectation of others. So the bigger we've gotten, probably the more humbling.
Hold on, stop. You know, I love what you're saying, but does it blow your mind that he has to have a high expectation to get somebody on a freaking show? I think I could get my dog, well, one of them, to watch it. You know what I mean? Like, why does it have to be a high expectation to watch the freaking shoot? It's the same freaking channel every freaking week. Okay, go ahead, Mike.
Right. Just like, and to remind people, it's, hey, look, and it don't happen by itself. You know, as a leader, hey, I have to remind people, I have to make sure I'm setting an example of being there myself each week. If somebody calls me during the TWC, it's got to be, Bo, I'm watching the TWC. It's, you know, so it's that mindset of, hey, how do I set the example so other people can get what they need to learn to do something big?
And if they call during it, I don't go, hey, dumb ass. Hey, Ruri. You with me? I go, hey, man, no big deal. I'm watching the show right now. Why don't you jump on, you know, real quick? Even if I got it right now, I was like, hey, no big deal. I don't get mad. It's just like the technology. You know what I mean? What are you going to do? They're fixing it. They're scrambling. They're trying. Why am I panicking? He forgot about the TWC. Maybe he's under Adam and hasn't been told 1,000 times to jump on it. Then I look at Adam and I go, why? I text him, why are your people calling me during the TWC? Aren't you telling them this? Then my image of Adam is like, Adam. And then he needs to go, well, this person's really low ranked in my hierarchy. He's kind of hard head, numbskull. Then I have to remind Adam, well, then his emergencies are not your emergencies, Adam, because Adam is a bit of a lover, not a fighter. You know what I mean? So he'll be like, he's so patient with these people, and he'll give a... You understand? Adam, like me, this is like I'm coaching him. We deal with this. You know, it's his personality is crazy patience, which is good. And I'm going like, but so much, you know, because you're so busy. You're so busy. You have to prioritize whose phone calls you take and whose emergencies are an emergency. Here's another rule. And I was talking to a young person I'm coaching, and I go, because they're all screwed up on some stuff. They get so mad about stuff they shouldn't get mad about, but then stuff they should get mad about, they don't even think about it. It doesn't cross their mind. So here's the rule. Always keep the main thing the main thing. Keep the most important thing the most important thing. So if you're screaming about this thing, and it's not the most important thing, and you're not screaming about the most important thing, and they go, well, I'm just screaming about this now. I go, I've never heard you scream about the most important thing in the month I've been working for you. Why are you screaming about this one all of a sudden? Because it just came up. What that is greasy wheel, squeaky wheel, squeaky wheel, squeaky wheel, squeaky wheel, squeaky wheel, the main thing. You know what I mean? What's the main thing? Big and power. Have fun, make money, make a difference. We're having fun. What did the little kid say to the preacher when the preacher said, we need to grow the congregation? The little kid raised his hand. He said, how about we pretend like we're happy to be here when new people come? Think that'd pull more in? And they're like, novel approach. Okay. The title was Location of Leaders. Okay? Are you a leader? Then your location matters. I'm looking for leaders. Does location matter? The only locations you want to be in your hierarchy. You don't want to be in Adam's or Mike's. You want to be in yours. I mean, you're happy for Adam. He finds a leader. You're happy for Mike. But we don't care if they're in Bangkok, Maine. I built a business in Union Ridge, North Carolina, Burlington, North Carolina, not Dallas, Texas, not Nashville, Tennessee, not Atlanta, Georgia, not Chicago. Ideally, if you was going to move somewhere and be a leader and run the world, Chicago, Atlanta, Dallas, Texas. Why? Because within 2 hours, you can get to 90% of the population from any of those 3 cities. And big airlines have hubs there, so you can go direct. And people go like, you think? No, it's just no thinking. That's why big companies that need transportation to deliver stuff, trucking or whatever, that's why they have them there. So this business is so easy done right. Very complicated done hard. I've got safes at home, big walk-in safes. So easy to get in with the instructions and following the instructions. You're a criminal and you're going to cut into it, pain in the ass. You got to have equipment, got to have time. It's going to be loud. You could get burned. You could get cut. You could get hurt. That's what happens when people try to build this business wrong. So location, if you're a leader, the biggest location is out of your house, not in your house. The biggest advantage that Mike and Noelle have, other than following instructions, is there's 2 qualified people that are leaving the house. Most people, the husband's building the business or the wife's building the business. The wife has personality, husband has no personality, or husband has personality, and the wife has no personality. Mike and Noelle both can talk, both can teach, and they both willing to travel. Does that make sense? I read all these books, like Gene Simmons. He's that guy that called Kiss, and he talks about he talks to women, and I mean he's not what do you call it? He's not politically correct. He don't give a crap. He just don't care. But he's like, if you're a young woman and you want to move up fast as men, don't get pregnant. You go, why is that? It's because it takes you out of traveling for this amount of time. The guy could keep traveling. And you're not. You go, well, I want a baby. Have a baby. Who cares? I'm not. That's not his point. His point is, if you want to compete. And there's some other things that he taught. It's a really good book. It's called Sex, Kiss, and Money. And actually, there's another one too. Does anybody remember? What is it? Gene Simmons on Power. That might be it. Gene Simmons is that little bitty book? Little bitty book. Gene Simmons on Power. If you're a woman, I can't say some of the stuff he says. I shouldn't have said what he said right there, but I'm just quoting Gene Simmons. You keep quoting Gene Simmons, you're going to get in trouble. I'm just going to tell you. And I tell you, I met him the first time I met him. Some of him speaks like 8 languages and 3 or 4 different dialects in each language. Such a people skill person. Like, he can talk like you, mimic you, mirror and match. Y'all know mirror and matching. When they slow down, you slow down, they speed up. And if they're too slow and you want to speed up, you go down slow and then you gradually start speeding up and they'll come with you. Watch my show. Now, what they're going to say is pocket dial. I didn't mean that. This is what this person's going to say, but I still got to say that to them. Okay. All right. Location. If I want to see the leaders that are shaking and baking, and I do, okay, y'all understand shaking and baking, moving and grooving, traveling and recruiting, building a massive organization, I go to theallianceevents.com. The Alliance, which is events. The weirdest thing about it is that the end of Alliance is an E, and then the events is an E, so it's EE. Theallianceevents.com. You go on there and you click on hotspots. So you go Gina Hawks, Sebastian LaQuinta, Mike Lewantowicz, Lawton, Oklahoma. Jake Joseph, Brian Rojas, Tampa, Florida. Don Eminem, that was a virtual. Mike and Carrie Williams in Cardone, Ohio. Charlotte, North Carolina, Terry Edwards, and Andy Riddle. So seeing your name, and by the way, we pay a bonus called a glow bonus for people to travel and build the business. It's not a glow bonus for you to just take it and buy bonbons with it. You're supposed to use that portion of your money to reinvest. And so we're really looking at changing that bonus based on travel or reimbursement of travel, which is not a terrible idea for people that are traveling, but not paying the bonus to people that are not traveling. You see, so what we're trying to do is always trying to get our rewards and consequences lined up. You don't want to beat a person that don't need to be beat, and you don't want to reward a person that don't need to be rewarded. Does that make sense? You're trying to equity. You kind of equitize the movements of people, and it's a nonstop battle to try to figure out how to do that. But that's what you try to do. Okay. I got a comment from Mike. This is for Mike and Adam and Noelle. This is for you guys to know. All right. This is how you run your group. Okay. Also, here's another one. Hit them with a one, pop them with a parable. So here's your parable. You're on a flight from New York to Los Angeles, and the pilot makes an announcement. He says, guys, we got a big problem. You could crash. But not going to make it to Los Angeles today. We're going to make an emergency landing. So you're like, God bless America. I got an important meeting in L.A., going New York to L.A. So you start screaming. All of a sudden, somebody goes, this is ridiculous. Another guy goes, you're the worst pilot ever. You're stupid. So they're screaming this, right? So the pilot comes on and he says, hey, I ain't listening to all this. We'll keep going. Just give it a shot. Now what are you? You were annoyed. What are you now? Annoyed and scared, dookieless. You with me? You can't even, you know what I mean? You couldn't get a 10-penny nail up your rear end if I had a hammer and a, you know what I'm saying? It just ain't gonna happen. You know what I mean? You're tight. You know what I'm saying? It's terrible. What are you scared of? The inmates are now running the asylum. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, right? By the way, if you hadn't seen the movie, these are certain movies y'all got to watch. Keep your mind right. Okay, the insane people are now telling the hospital what to do. You with me? They're in charge, and you're with the insane people in a plane. Okay? So here's the deal. You're the pilot. You're the leader, and your people are on your team. You have long-term interest in getting it right, and not everybody's going to agree. You tell the kids when we're going to eat dinner and what we're going to eat for dinner, and we're not eating candy. You make decisions like this that are unpopular because you have long-term interest in your people. Adults crave leaders who prioritize long-term well-being over short-term approval. That's love, that's sturdiness. You got to have a plan. So when I say this about the glow, I get 10 texts. Oh, we should leave it the same. I wish we do this. I wish. My daddy used to say, wish in his hand, poop in the other one. You know what I mean? And see which one fills up first. Your daddy did good teaching. So it's like nobody's trying to hurt anybody. We're trying to get the plane to Los Angeles to everybody alive, even if it's tomorrow and even if people get mad. And we might have to pay out something to the people because we had to land, like, oh, we might have to pay their hotel room, right? And, you know, you think American or Delta is going to be mad. You think they'd rather pay out 327 death benefits and lawsuits or pay the hotel for 320 people overnight and give them a $15 voucher. Them vouchers are not adequate. But they give you a $15 voucher, you know, for dinner, but it still adds up if it's 300 people. Does that make sense? So location of leaders is so important, because if the leader is sitting on his butt home, that is not your guy. But if I need you teaching it as hard as I teach it, Adam, and use parables, use stories, ask questions, corral, convince, coerce. It's funny because, like, you coerce your child to look both ways before he crosses a road. Another way to look at it is you teach your child to look both ways before he crosses a road. You motivate. You beat the snot out of him if you see him look one way and start walking across. Consequences. But you love him, therefore you do what you're supposed to do. And you don't say things like, damn, kid got run over, walk across the road. I told him 2 or 3 times, but he didn't even listen. Like, bro, What are you talking about? He didn't even listen. Did you ever beat him? Made him stand in the corner one time. How about if you pay him $1,000 for looking both ways? There's an idea. Speaking of that, integrity is having trouble getting people to use this thing called Life Connect. Is that what it is, Robbie? I mean, Keith, Adam, y'all know what I'm talking about?
Life Center.
Life Center. That is a C word. Life Center. So the Life Center, we want to do it. So we're coercing, branding. No. We're incentivizing. Like, okay, we're paying you $1,000 to use Life Center and run quotes through this. So the reason we're doing it is because we think it's better, and we know it's going to be better than the one we're using now. The one we're using now is fine, and people paying for it. This one's going to be free and going to be better, but it's not better yet. So we need for you to use it and tell us the problems. And then if you use it, or when you use it, and you get 10 policies issued, you get $1,000. Not bad. So integrity, and then not only did they do that, they told me that I got to get you to do it. So I'm like, they're delegating to me, which is smart. Like I'm delegating to you because it's a network distribution. So if you don't know what I'm talking about in Life Center, check with your upline. We've been putting messages out. I think there might be something on the ARC advertising it, but it's a big deal. Okay, I'm back to getting to people to do the right thing long term, even if they didn't want to land an emergency landing. Okay, all right. So if you're a person that don't like it, give us good feedback. If you love it, give us good feedback. Feedback's feedback. All right. By the way, here's another. These are rules. Y'all, I hope y'all know these rules. Leaders want good feedback. They don't necessarily want bad feedback. Except for I'm going to tell you, leaders want the bad feedback first. I hate these insurance companies. All they want to know is some of them, all they want to do is know what they're doing right. They don't want to know what's going wrong. I want to know what's wrong first. Then we'll worry about what's right. Like I'm in a panic, right? Like when you called me yesterday with Genius. Listen to this, Mike. What would you do? Emily may not do this. Spencer Albright might not do this. He might. Hopefully now Emily and Spencer would react away. Patrick calls me and says, we got this person, we wrote 2 years, they wrote 20 applications this week. And I went, not good. Mike, you in agreement?
Yes.
What's the first thing we say, Mike? What do you need to do if somebody hadn't been doing anything, all of a sudden they turn in 20 apps?
We need to audit those applications and find out if what they're doing wrong or crooked or stealing or breaking or something.
It's weird. Like, where did it come from? Sure enough, and call them up. This number's wrong. Well, one, that's not terrible. Let's call another one. Oh, stop the commission, baby. Just saved us $47,000 per $1,300. Just boom, saved us money. Okay. All right, but somebody's going to be mad. But long term, we got to make a move. Good move. Good job. Okay. But seeing signs like that, like the pilot sees the engine's on fire. That looks like we're going to have to make an emergency landing. The buttons are blipping like we're out of gas. Somebody didn't fill it up. They said they filled it up, but they didn't fill it up. Well, who was supposed to check it? Okay. Hey. Here's a location. We have a convention coming up called NBC. The dates for it are, what are they? October 16th, 16th to the 19th. Because the 16th of Thursday, we're going to do a estate planning. Oh, by the way, I want to tell y'all something. We listened to those surveys after convention. So after our last convention, our family reunion, some people said we were too heavy training on estate planning. Of course, we did have people say we didn't get enough estate planning training at the convention. So just so you know, it balanced out. But one thought was Thursday, all day Thursday is estate planning. And then half a day Friday is all about estate planning. If you're complaining about that, that was the plan. The rest of the weekend, it is a big variety. Some of it's, and by the way, way more breakouts at NBC. Our junior trooper ticket for that is This says $99, but I thought it went up to $129 because it's past the deadline.
It's a kid ticket.
That's a kid ticket.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good ears and good sight. Okay, a kid ticket is $99. That has not went up. So the kid ticket stayed at $99. Under 3 years old, free. Bring them on in, screaming, kicking, cussing, all that stuff. We don't care. Nursing, whatever. All right. Under 3, everything's cool. Some people say if they're making a lot of noise, take them out. I don't care. But if other people around you, majority start screaming at you. Yes, ma'am. Okay. All right. 3 years old, we check their ID, birth certificate, imprint of their foot. We just don't like you. It's $99. That's not true. All right. At $17, at 17, at 18, when the day they turn 18, you're a full-fledged agent. If you've never been to one of our events before, and by the way, that includes food for the kid too. All the meals are included. They can eat and double eat. You can pile on food. It's no problem. You don't have to share because they get a full plate. Emerging Hero, that's our first agent. So that's $129. Includes meal tickets and all kinds of other good stuff. If you've been three delicious meals, fuel your energy, energizing breakfast, lunch, dinners, keep you fueled for the fight. Marching orders passed as people that have been with us previous events. Those are $299. And then the elite, top brass, badass, you won't settle for second best. You want to be first class, set the example. You go for the marching orders pass. The top brass access. That's for the elite. That is $14.99, and that comes with 2 tickets. You can give that ticket to anybody you want to. You get VIP parking, VIP. Listen, it's no joke. It's no joke on the VIP food. It's a step above, and it's not just one step. It's a jump above as far as the quality of food to that. So if you're that kind of person, I'm kind of a foodie person. Like I don't like going to a counter and ordering, for example. I want to sit down, you bring me a drink, somebody bring me a drink, chill, preferably 2 drinks, this one and that one, and then ask me what I want. You know what I'm talking about? If you're that kind of a person, and now I like people to go like, yeah, I'm not that kind of a person. I'm not demanding. You know, the part where you're not demanding is where you don't have anything. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't have expectations about your life. I had one of my friends, my buddies, just said to me, I asked her about a previous job, and I said, how'd you like the other job? And she said, well, my self-image improved because I found out how dumb everybody else was. I was like, that's happened to me. I didn't have a good self-image. Still don't think I have a good self-image, but I just know that at least I know what good food is, for example. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know McDonald's is not the place to go to get, you know what I mean? Like who could be that dumb? A lot of people. How do you know? How many McDonald's there are, and Burger Kings and Kentucky Frieds and stuff? This stuff is nasty. But some people are like, we're poor and we can't afford it. Like, I'd cook something myself, eat at home. But no, do what you want to do. Building this business massive is simple, but not if you do it the wrong way. It's going to be terrible for you. It's like if you eat the wrong way, it's just, you can't make it up in exercise and prayer. Jesus is powerful, but not if you keep eating there. I mean, I'm not saying you can't do it. Miracles happen. All right. Have I spurred some thoughts on these subjects with you? Because I got more. But I just want to hear with my buddy of 30 plus years. We go back to you.
Yeah, it's, and it goes back 33 years. The main thing, power of association. Who are you hanging around? That's why these conventions are so important. That's why these calls are so important, because if you continue to operate under your thought process, then you're going to continue to get the same results you've always gotten. And, if you want something different, you got to do something different, and you got to think something different. You've taught us long ago that your income is going to be determined by the 5 people you spend the most time with. So I've always liked putting myself in a position where my income is on the low end of the room, because that means I'm in the right place. So many people, they choose to be in a comfortable place where they're smarter than everybody, know more about everything than everybody, and they're more successful than everybody because they're choosing to hang around people who just don't have any other successes in their lives. Whereas, what I've always watched is, if I can get around Mike and Noelle, and I can get around, Andy Albright and Brian Adams and Stephen Davies and Andy Riddle and these people that have success, not only financially but in life, with family and kids and everything else, that's going to teach me something that I can get better tomorrow. I remember going to those John Maxwell conferences with you, where we spent a lot more than $99 to go, a lot more than $1,299, $1,499 to go, putting ourselves out there. One of my favorite John Maxwell quotes is, if you're not going to be any better tomorrow than you are today, then what is tomorrow for? And I just think that everything you've created with the 8 steps with the Millionaire Maker Manual that Noelle was talking about, with that idea, that power of association to develop yourself and to get better tomorrow than you were today. If there's one thing I can put into my kids and put into my organization, it's that thought process, that personal development and growth is the key to hitting your goals and getting where you want to in life. It's that concept of, if you can get the dysfunction out, then growth is automatic. And the way you get the dysfunction out is by getting around functional systems and functional people, and get around the bigger team. That's what you spurred in me, my friend.
You spurred a couple things in me. The five people you hang around are couples. Average their income, include your mom and daddy if you're a mom and daddy person. Take their income. It could pull your income down. It could pull yours up. You with me? Your daddy, So the 5 people, friends. But when people come to work here, I laugh, because some of them just hang on to dear life for these lifelong friends. And are you trying to get me friends? I'm not trying to do anything. I'm trying to schedule my trip to Africa with my family so we can do some hunting and sightseeing and eat some good food. That's what I'm trying to do. I don't give a crap about you. I thought you cared about me. I'm doing a show for you. But then you started attacking me, saying things like, "You're trying to get me away from my friends?" And I go, "How about this? I don't care about you. Which one do you want? Do you want me to care or not care? Because it seems like you want me to care until it comes to be something you didn't want to hear. And then all of a sudden, you want to start attacking me. How about this? I don't care. How about that?" These people will keep you down. And then you have a reason for it. Here's the reason. I don't hear you. Nah. I don't care. I'm just telling you, average their income, that's your income. Quit hanging around with these people. Well, I'm making 97 and they're making like 140. Same amount of money, ding dong. That is not more money than you. There's some people going to get you making 102. Woo-hoo! Divide that by 52, take away taxes. See if you can buy a pack of cigarettes. Marlboro lights. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't money. So that's a good one, Adam. The other one, Adam, Andy wants you to watch the show. He thinks it's the most important because Andy's got credibility. You want helping them. You want them to be on it. Not me. I don't know them. Never could know them if you put them in a lineup. You know them. You return their phone calls. I ain't returning a phone call. They watch because of you. This is critical to understand. Noelle, what thoughts spurred in ye? Oh, hold on, one last thing. Sorry, accidental dial. Unsolicited, I'm on the call, but he's new and I'm coaching him. I'm on the call. He's like, "Hey, I'm here." I was like, good. I didn't check him. Another one, of course, I'm on the phone call. Took a picture of it and sent it. And when I said, "Are you on it?" And then Watching now, meaning he sent me something. Watching, and he went, watching now, meaning he wouldn't, but now he is. Thanks for tuning in. Next time, get on time. But I don't care what you do. It's your life. You only miss the most important stuff. Just kidding, kind of. Thank you, unsolicited. You're talking good. Thank you. I'm fired up. All right, sorry for delaying you, Noelle, because I know you were ready to rip it into it. Go ahead.
No, I when you were talking about the pilot, and then the crowd was like aggressive with him, and he's like, has to be the leader, right? He has to make the decisions for everyone. And I was equating that to family, because we started talking about kids coming to the meetings with the tickets. And I was just thinking back to, your kids were at the events, Adam's kids were at the event, our kids were at the events, and when they were little. And if it's good enough for me, it's good enough for my kids to learn. I always think that. And it's like with church, I was going back thinking about this. When my kids were little in church, we brought them to church and they sat in the pews with us, and they didn't have the books, and their job was to pay attention, right? And they were not perfect, but we wanted them to learn, because if it was good enough for us, it was good enough for them. And the same thing in just seeing, Emily Katz, and then you've got Spencer and Haley, and there's so many examples of kids that have grown up around the events, and now they're doing this business, or they're doing other things, but that getting around the people like Adam was talking about, it's like generational wealth in a different way. It's creating that legacy in a different way. Yes, financially, but also spiritually, mentally, in association. And if it's good enough for me, it's good enough for them. And I know it's not perfect, right? But just think about that. Bring your kids. And then also remember, you're the leader of them. So what expectation are we putting on them to how to behave prior to getting there? And then also, what expectation are we putting on our agents to be on the calls? And what you were saying about these are required calls. And I was thinking, how good am I at making them realize, or making it a requirement? And I have work to do, but that's what I was thinking.
How about, you talk about bringing kids. What's your thoughts on staff to conventions?
Oh, staff for sure. We always bring our staff to our events. All of our staff come to our events. It's, again, if it's good enough for me and it's good enough for them, I want to grow them up. I'm spending money to help them grow. Why do of course I want them to get around the leadership and be on these calls and listen and learn and associate. Yes, 100%, because there's so much that your staff can get from this, and you're paying them. Yes, it's an extra expense, but what you get back from that is it's meant to build your business, build you. And Mike and I always bring our staff to these events. They already have tickets for this next one.
It's a tax write-off too, bringing your staff and all the expenses associated with that.
I'm not a tax attorney or a tax accountant or a CPA, but that's what they say, right? So
I'm trying to say something. I'm also trying not to say something. I knew this. I'm also say this guy. He had a staff. He decided not to bring his staff.
I'm in trouble.
He decided not to bring his staff. You know what happened? They got older, fatter, and dumber, but they kept their jobs. Imagine that. Imagine your staff getting older, fatter, and dumber, and slower, and not bringing them to events. And then what you said about your kids, like if you truly believe, if you're a witness, like a Jehovah's, right? If you truly believe, wouldn't you want your kids to follow you if you truly believe? If you truly are a Jesus believer, wouldn't you want them to believe in Jesus? Or what do you call it? A non-denominational? Or if you were truly a Methodist, you're like, the Methodists got this right. One church every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, and Sundays. Wouldn't you want your kids to come with you? If you truly believed. If you're just going just for, the singing, or Trudy Green, because you want to see Trudy Green. Ask me about Trudy Green later. You're just going to see Trudy. I understand. But I'm saying if you're going because you truly believe, wouldn't you want your staff and your people, your kids to be there? Let's go. Okay. All right. That's good, Noelle. Noelle, is this business simple if people follow instructions?
Wait, you said about it being so easy, done right. Like, that's the thing that I need to add. It is easy if you're doing it right and following the directions, following.
What's y'all's income, Mike? What y'all make
for everybody?
What y'all make last month, Noelle? Noelle, what y'all make last
What
month?
was it last month, Mike? 100,
About 130,000 last month.
120,
$100,000, $130,000 a month.
130,000.
It's not terrible. We need to get it to $300,000 a month, but $130,000 a month is terrible. Have you seen? You've seen it go up when you do it right, and then stand still when you do it wrong, or maybe go down.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And we've done it wrong a lot. We're doing it right. That's why I'm so passionate about the Millionaire Maker Manual right now. I just feel like our team is just becoming connected. And again, it comes back to the leader. We weren't promoting it like we needed to promote it. And we're just, if we can get in alignment, and this is the alliance, if we can get alignment on if this is what we do, this is what we do. The traveling, the building width and depth, yes, 100%. We're focused on doing it right to the best of our abilities.
Mike, spurred in you.
Teaching that.
Yes, teach it. Thank you, Noelle. Spurred in you, Mike. Thoughts?
When you talk about the income piece, it's funny because you might start out with a group and whoever you're hanging out with, and you can outgrow that group. So if you haven't sat down and reevaluated, you might have been like, hey, man, yeah, I used to be the one that was learning for everybody, but hey, have I reached a point where I've passed them or they've passed me or what's going on, you know? So if you're around a group, be aware, be self-aware. It was kind of one of the things I was thinking about.
Mike, what do you mean? Give me an example.
So if you're hanging around with a bunch of producers and you're the one that starts building and you start to put stuff together where all of a sudden you're emerging from the crowd of who you've been hanging out with, you probably need to think, hey, who are the builders that are going to stretch me and who do I need to spend more time with?
I got you.
Who's going to help me take it from $100,000 a month in premium to $500,000 a month or $1 million a month in premium or $2 million a month in premium? Am I changing my thinking to change what I'm doing business-wise?
So even though I'm in the alliance, maybe I'm hanging around with 6 or 7 good producers making a lot of money, but I decide I'm going to build a dynasty, a legacy, I might need to think about changing who I'm hanging around.
Yeah, because maybe, hey, we've got some people that are just awesome producers and they've not shown a desire to build something, and they're awesome people. We love them. But if you get around them and if you've started to push out and start to build and you're hanging around with that group, it's like, hey, man, it's going to hold you back, whether you realize it or not. You need to be swimming with the people that are wanting to swim in a different, going a little bit different direction.
Something you said spurred in me the drama thing too. Isn't it interesting, the drama people? You know what I'm talking about? Like the main thing's the main thing, but they get all caught up in this thing called the drama. I'm not talking to y'all, by the way. What the hell? Don't forget what the main thing is. It's very annoying. You know, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get ahead. We're trying to win, trying to build a legacy. We're trying to move up in the company. We're trying to do better. Blah, blah, blah does not help. It don't help you. Like, it's just, you got to be tricky. Keep the main thing the main thing. That's the biggest thing that'll keep you out of trouble. Okay. Mike
Real
Noelle
quickly,
I'm sorry, Noelle.
I just had one thing. I was talking to an agent the other day, and they're working, doing things, and trying to get out of hanging around some of the wrong people. And
I didn't understand what you're trying to do. What?
To get around, to start getting around some of the other people or leaving some of the people they shouldn't really be around as much. And the words that were used was, it's time for me to be selfish. And I was like, yeah, it is time for you to be selfish in your growth, if that's selfish, right? If that's a thought process that some people have, is that they have to be around these people, because if I'm not, then I'm being selfish. But I'm just like, you growing is not being selfish. You being held down and choosing to be held down is selfish, because you can, like they say, put your own mask on first, right? When you're on a plane, if you're not able to grow beyond, then who are you helping, right? Who are you helping?
Slow down. A lot of people, especially my staff, have not heard the Southwest Air instructions to put oxygen on yourself first. So will you slow down, explain that to them?
Yes.
Pay attention to CB.
Southwest Airlines, which is an airlines that I buy into quite frequently, when you get on the flights, they give you some certain instructions on how to act in the plane. And one of the instructions is, if the mask comes down, then you need to put your own mask on first to cover your mouth, so that you can get some oxygen so you can breathe. Because if you're not breathing, and then you can't help somebody else. So you've got to breathe first before you help somebody else put their own mask on. Put the mask on you first, because if you're dead and not breathing, you can't help this one over here.
And then
you got to pick the kid that you want to, that you love the most.
And all airlines say that, but Southwest Airline adds on, pick the kid you like best and do his oxygen first. Most airlines say, and then help your children. But the specificity of Southwest, that you should pick the kid you like the best to put your oxygen on first, is why I like them. Which comes back to, your emergency is not my emergency, but the better you plug in, then the more your emergency is my emergency. Therefore, you would get the oxygen first, and this one gets it last. So sorry, so sad. Fun making you. True, Noelle. People don't know this, Noelle. There's people on your team that do not know this analogy parable. Sad but true. You're gonna have to start talking to them more.
Gotta pop them with a parable.
Hit them with a why.
You're right.
This is critical to your success. Discernment comes in. Which kid is your favorite? Why are they your favorite? And thinking about it ahead of time. You don't want to be crashing, everybody screaming, which one do I like the best? You should already know. Prior planning prevents poor performance. And then people, I love them all the same. They're all going to die. You with me? You can use criteria. I'm going to put it on this one first because he'll help the fastest. He's the most intelligent, most nimble with his hands to help the other ones get the oxygen on. Good. Good decision. Let's move on. So once you've made that decision, we don't have to keep coming back to it. All right. Here's where I was going next. It's my decision. It could be wrong, but it's what I'm going with. Me and four of my people are watching. Okay. This levels chart. It's a partner. I can't tell him to get his butt on. All right. This levels chart, how to get promoted up. This is for all my leaders. This is how many board members do we have? Find out and tell me back. This is for all my board members. Okay. We struggle with contests, Adam. Because I put a recruiting contest on this one kid. He got 72 wide. I had 70 people direct to him. in 6.5 months, 7 months. You know how many of them sold something? Nobody. He won the contest for recruiting. No volume. None of them came to the event. And I'm looking at him going like, dude, what are you doing? I win the contest. Like, oh God. Did my contest suck or does he suck? I think it's a combination. It's kind of a sucky contest, sucky leader. You with me? What are you going to do? And by the way, people go like, you called him a sucky leader. He was. He can change like that. This is a decision. All right, so here I was flying down the road. I was somewhere thinking, Adam. Thinking is one of the most difficult parts. Most people, you're wasting your time thinking because it's dumb thinking. This is smart thinking. How do we run a better contest? And I thought to myself, you don't run a contest, you ding-dong. When I'm talking to myself, sometimes I'm mean. I was like, you idiot. All right, here's the contest, Adam. Move up the freaking chart. So there's some people who don't know where they are on the chart. So I want to make sure y'all understand. Do y'all know how to move up the chart? One of them is career points, and the other one is monthly points. You usually think of how many sales did you have in a month. That's the way I think about it. So if you get this amount of sales 2 months in a row, you move up. But to go all the way up to 80%, which is key leader, you could just get 1,000 this month, 600 next month, and on and on and on, and move. So it's career points can move you all the way up. I don't see how many. Thank you. We have 15 board members. Okay. So for my 15 board members, how about this for a contest? At hotspots, Adam, we need to identify what levels people are at and where they need to move up to and what they got to do. Because what they got to do is not only recruit, but get them selling and get them recruiting. We sell, we build, we recruit. So by doing that, you'll move up the chart, not just recruiting them. By the way, just sell. I got one guy, he's got about 14 people, and he's trying to all get them to sell more. So he did good this year. He doubled his business. Problem is, next year, what he's going to do, without recruiting and building, he's probably going to go backwards. Why is that? Because one of these top salespeople are going to quit. Why is that? That's what people do. They quit, they die, they marry rich people, they win the lottery, they get run over by a truck, they get amnesia, the new religion. They quit. People just quit. There's a rule like that. People will let you down. Jesus, he's always going to be there. But people will let you down. So if you got these 12 salespeople and you double their production, one of them's going to quit. Why? I don't know. I've just been doing this 35 years. That's just been a trend. I've seen it. People quit. They get a new job. They die. They marry up, get a rich wife. Now they don't have to work. Hey, one of my friends, I swear, she made $300,000. He acts like he's trying, but I can see right through it. He is faking. He's just convincing her that he's trying. Remember that we used to have that a lot in that other business, Adam. Remember that? We'd be like, oh my God. He'd be coming to the meetings, taking notes, front row. Just when he left, he never did anything because she's paying all the bills. All right. So we're going to do better with this, Adam, Mike, and Noelle, if y'all help me, all my board member people, getting people to understand how to move up, the career points, the monthly points. Now, once you get up to agency manager, you got to have 12,000 outside your biggest leg, your biggest organization, 12,500, and you can be the 12.5. So if you got one guy writing 30,000, you write 12.5. You're an agency manager. You really only got one person. It is congratulations. You get a ring. You're moving up. It's our lower level. It is our lowest level management position. See, going all the way up to key leader, you ain't got to be no leader. That makes you don't have to. You can just do it from sales. Am I right? Facts. Okay, key leader. You're a key leader, but it's just sales. To get into agency manager, which is our lowest level management position, we do give you a ring. You just got to have 12.5 outside of your number one leg, and you can be outside of your number one leg. Now, once you move up into, we'll call it real management, regional manager, real management, regional manager. Now you count in your first leg, so you have to have volume, you have to have more than one leg. Okay? Specifically, you have to have 27,500 outside of your number one leg. And you are in your number one leg. So 27.5 is usually more than one person, at least one person for sure. Okay? National manager is 37,500 outside of your first leg. So making sure that everybody understands how to move up these levels is critical in your contest. So when you're setting goals, talking to people about what they need to do. So we're still going to do other contests for sure, but I don't want me and the company to lose sight of the coolest game, the coolest contest that we're running. Now, one of the things I'm asking my board members right now, and I will make a decision, okay? I'm the pilot, I'll make a decision, but I do want your input. Like, these are the odds we're going to die in a crash, and these are the odds that we're going to make it all the way to Los Angeles. But what I would like to do is start recognizing people for where they are. So let's say a guy comes along, has some success, and gets promoted up to district manager. But all of a sudden, he starts being nasty with his people, disappears for 2 months, and his people leave, then he's really a key leader again. He should be recognized as a key leader because everything's changed, and he needs to get back to regional manager. So I'll throw that out there. On the ARC, we would show you where you are and what you're really qualified for. And what we're looking at, Mike and Noelle and Adam, is we can do it quarterly. So there's 4 different changes a year. But Preston has another system that every single month you would get a new qualified level, which causes him more work, which I think he likes to work. But it has to do with a rolling number. To me, it's a little more complicated than 4 times a year. What were you last quarter? And his logic is, if it's at 1 month, then you can fix it next month. You can fix it next month. Whereas if it's quarterly, you're stuck there for 3 months until you can get up, which you shouldn't have got there. You shouldn't have went down in the first place. All right, so I'm not really looking for your feedback now. I just want you to understand what we're thinking about from a pilot's position, from an integrity position, from an alliance position is, how do we recognize and make a bigger deal? So like at NBC, the lanyard that you get in, big prominence is, what are you currently, or what did you qualify for in the last 3 months? What are you? Not what's the best you've ever done, congratulations, but what are you on the level? Okay? And then when you get people started, you explain to them, this is what you need to do to earn regional manager. This is what you need to do to key leader, and helping everybody quickly be able to tell how to get to each level. Like where it's a memorization thing, Noelle and Adam, it's a little chief reminder, and you remind them until they go, I know, right? It reminds me of, like, when I introduce myself to somebody like John Maxwell or some speaker person, some high-level person, I'm always like, hey, Andy Albright, good to see you again. I just throw out my name so they can say, hey, Andy, as opposed to say, I like these dum-dums that come up to me. You remember me? And I go, yeah, I remember you. I don't know them. I mean, I met them 3 months ago. I've met 800 people since then. And then they go, what's my name? I go, Puddingtane. You know? What? I mean, I don't know. Why didn't you tell me? Then I can call you by that as opposed to Puddingtane. You know? Makes sense? So you tell them the level of leader and how to get there until they go, I know. All I got to do is have 12.5 outside of my 50. All right, yeah, cool. All right, you got it. So you say it enough that they got it. Okay? Oh, this is a bonus for y'all. This is not well known yet, But if you're writing IULs, AMAM has rolled out a new product. I don't know what you call it. Does anybody know what it is? It's IUL. It's called Preeminent Leader or something. That's not the answer. They're issuing everything. And I love Mutual Omaha, but they're really, well, I don't know. I heard this guy sneezed last week. We're not going to issue it yet. We need to have a full body exam. Well, you know what? AMAM is in a honeymoon. Y'all know what honeymoon is. Honeymoon goes good. They're rolling this out in a honeymoon phase, but we're not telling it, we're not blasting it because there's some glitches. It's not smoothest process. But I'm telling you, that son of a gun, they're issuing, I challenge you to write an IUL with AMAM, this new one, and see, get the name of it. Intelligent choice. The first 90 days, it's an intelligent choice. We will see after 90 days. If you're new to insurance, here's the way it works. During the honeymoon phase, you get anything you want. They will issue it because we don't want declines. So during that time period, issue. After that, they start thinking about it, evaluating, is it right time? Do they have time? Are they tired? Do they care? Do they have enough money? And they think about it. And Mutual's been doing this thing for like 3 years. So it's like, oh, God. We're going to issue some of them for sure, but not all the time. Yeah, but AMAM is just issuing this thing. Intelligent choice. It's big. So just inside people that are watching the show. But see, this is what happens. If people are watching, they get in tune with what's happening. And as long as, by the way, Mike Noelle, Adam, as long as you're sharing secrets with people, it makes them want to come to the meetings more as y'all travel around. Get them a little secret how they can get away with something quicker. Okay. Book list is on page 86 of my 8 steps of success. If I'm coaching you, okay, so this goes, Maddie, if you're coaching somebody, this is their list of books to get you to coach them. Say, come with this newfangled, somebody text me, I'm reading this Greenlight book. I tried to read that weird book. That guy's weird. No, throw it out. Here's what you need. I said, did your mentor, because his other mentor ain't me, because he just met me, like, this week, and I'm switching him over, but this is his mentor. And I said, did your mentor tell you to read that green book? He's like, no. What did your mentor told you to read? And he told me what the mentor said to read, and it's one that's on my book list. I was like, well, why don't you throw the other one in the trash and read the one your mentor, because this is the one you should be reading, because you're wasting all that time reading the wrong book. Okay? Now, so
To be clear, real quick, Andy, the green book you're referring to is not the green book.
No, it's that guy that goes, what's his name?
To be clear, yeah.
Yeah, don't
I
listen.
just wanted to make sure everybody knew.
My green book's ridiculous good. My green book's ridiculous. It's on the list. And now this is Greenlight. I think it's Greenlight or something. I got about 7 pages. I thought I'd read it because I read all my books. I don't read them. I throw it away. It's trash. I hid it. Don't nobody see that. Trash. Hey, would y'all 3 like to see Robert Greene come in? Wouldn't that be him funny? Nobody knows who he is, though. That's the only problem, except for the inside people. He's good. All right, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, book list. So somebody's got this problem, you give them this book. They got this problem. It's like you're like a doctor, and you prescribe this book. But if you don't know what prescription to use, you don't know what book to roll out, okay? So when somebody's acting really dumb, here's what I usually say to them. What book are you reading? So if I ever say to you what book you're reading, I either want to know what book you're reading or I think you're doing something stupid. So you need to self-evaluate. Am I doing something stupid that he thinks is stupid? Or does he want to know what book I'm reading? And sometimes it's both. I want to know what book you're reading and you're stupid. You know what I mean? So like you have these books, you just hand it to them, but y'all got to get them hooked on this. I am telling you, if you want to move up, this is so simple. Don't work with people that ain't reading. And you can say to them, you got to figure out. See, you can either be remembered or you can be forgotten. So a conversation you have with somebody can be remembered. I talk to people, they're going they've become successful in aerospace engineering. And they come to me and they go, bro, I was at this meeting you went. and I wanted to become an astronaut. Like, this is no joke. And you said this, and I never forgot it. I go, I was remembered. But that was, I said it in a way that was remembered. I might have threw something into the wall or somebody. I might have said a explicit, one of those words that gets people attention. More than likely, it was a parable that got them. Okay? So either you're being remembered or being forgotten. So if you say, I'm telling you, read books, but you don't read the books. Well, you're not motivational, you're not inspirational, you're not manipulative, you're not coercive, you're not getting done, you're not getting nothing done. You with me? So you're nice. And by the way, in the beginning, what was this crazy guy? He has this book about success, and he goes, I love you, sign here. Y'all know what that means? Prenuptials. You know what I mean? So it's like Stupid Rich, and he's got a girlfriend, and he goes, I love you, sign this. Does that make sense? After you're married and you try to get him to sign this, not so much. Does that make sense? So when you're talking to an agent in the beginning and you say, hey, here's what we're going to agree to, the 8 steps, and one of them's reading, right? We'll go read this. I will return your phone calls. I'll do anything to help you. I will give you my life. I'll answer you during dinners. When I'm having dinner, I'll answer your phone call. But this is what we're going to agree to. In the beginning, once they get in, and they've been in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 months, and then you start demanding, there's no I love you, sign here. It's like, we're committed now, you can't do nothing about it. And now you got to decide if you're going to keep working with this person or not. If you're going to stay married or not. Because I'm married to so many people that I'm working with, but I still rank like I can't give them as much attention. Okay, so books are critical that you use them as prescriptions, and it's a requirement that people get smarter, because if you don't, I'm just telling you, when a person is acting dumb, 99% of the time they're not reading anything. And then if they are, it's a romance novel. What do you call those things? I used to watch them, the morning, Sure. Do they still have them where it's like a show that's ongoing, usually doctors in the hospital?
Soap operas?
What did you call it?
Soap operas?
Yeah, soap operas. They're reading a soap opera book. Y'all watch soap operas. We used to schedule our classes at NC State around soap operas. Young and Restless. You didn't want to find out later what happened on Young and Restless. You had to know right then. You didn't want to go to the next class. Somebody's like, did you hear what happened? You're like, I usually record them and watch them later. Read go over there. You know what I mean? You want to be right in the middle of things. Is these analogies helpful? Like, if it's something you give a crap about, you need to know when it happened. Not watch it on a recording. You don't watch the national championship recording unless you're getting $1 million annuity. Then you watch it. You know what I mean? And if you're building this business, you may not even watch the national championship. What do I care? Somebody will tell me. They'll tell me if it's exciting finish, and I can watch the highlights, squeeze it down into like 1 minute. Adam, we're back. Sure. It's good news and bad news for the weenies.
If you never leave the basics, you don't have to go back to them. Why do we have to keep being reminded of that all the time?
Is it just why? What's wrong? That's the word.
I love what you're talking about, Andy, because it truly, it's what you started the show with. This is a very simple business if you do it right. It's very complicated if you don't do it the right way. And, it's boiled down to the 8 steps. It's boiled down to the Millionaire Maker Manual. And, why people need to feel like they have to do things outside of the system blows my mind. It's like, do you want to be rich or you want to be right? Why do you need credit? Just enjoy the life. Enjoy the lifestyle. Enjoy the fact that you're helping more people's families because you're able to duplicate yourself, because the way you're doing it, you can't duplicate that. So you might be right, you might be successful, but if it's not duplicatable, you can't, you can never step away from it. It's that idea that I never wanted to be the magic in my business, because if I'm the magic in my business, I always got to be there. But if I can duplicate that, that fairy dust, that edification, passing off leadership, all of those things, which comes through the system of the books and the reading and the being on the shows, if we could duplicate that, that means we have business being done without our hands being involved in every aspect of it, which is the dream. The dream is not to get all the headlines. The dream is to have people that get the headlines, because it means you did your job. We want our kids to be more successful than us. I love that Emily, and
I know Sarah and Andrew too.
but just the fact that she wants to be, for me it was always, I wanted to be respected by the people I respect. And
slow that one down. So it's a big one too.
So I've always wanted to be respected by the people I respect, and the people I respect are the ones who accomplished, who overcame something. The ones who had everything handed to them, it's like, great, good for you. But to see people that dream, struggle, victory, nobody cares about the victory if there was no struggle involved. And nobody cares about your struggle if there's no dream that you're going after. It's got to be the dream, the struggle, and then the victory. You got to see the victory after the struggle. And the idea that I wanted to not be, that looks bad to the bone. I don't know exactly what it is. But the idea that the people I respect, I needed them to know I was in the fight with them. That I was not going to be the weak link. That I would not be the reason we didn't succeed. I would not. I had their back. I might not have always been the fastest. I might not have always been the best at it, but I was always going to be reliable and be there for them. And that, and I was going to do the best I could. If my best wasn't good enough, it was what it was. But they could count on me showing up at the very least. And so I wanted those people that I knew I could count on to show up, to respect me and be able to count on me. I never wanted you to have to wonder where Katz is.
I know, right?
When the convention started, I never wanted you to wonder whether I was there or not, whether Beth and I were going to be there or not. We were always going to be there. We might have come in on a low, we might have come in on a high, but we were always going to be there regardless. And for me, that was the critical thing. And to know that people like Mike and Noelle respect who Beth and I are as people, as a couple. And they respect our heart and our vision and our effort. Okay, whether the results are there or not, we can respect who you are and what you're trying to do, even if the results aren't there yet, because we know the results are coming. Because it's a science, it's math. If you do it, most people, they get too discouraged on a small sample size and they stop doing what they know they need to do. If you'll just keep doing what you're doing, it will eventually happen for you. Now, if you're getting better, you can shortcut it by reading the books, coming to the, listening to all the audio, coming to the events. All of that is a shortcut to get the results you want. But that's where that was something that was on my heart.
Hey, y'all. Here's the reason most people aren't remembered, because they don't clarify. And the reason you don't clarify is you don't embarrass them. You don't want to embarrass yourself. I'm saying risk embarrassment, seek clarity, be remembered, get stupid rich. Kind of crazy. Risk embarrassment, seek clarity, get wealthy, move up. Hey, 3-foot rule, killing it. Get this 3-foot rule. This happened 6-7 years ago. Remember, there's a picture that some of y'all seen. It's me with a 50 cal in this hand, a 50 cal in this hand. I got them propped on my hip because I can't hold them up. And I just bought them both at the same time in Vegas. And the young man that I'm looking for is a world-class shooter, won national championships. He just texted me and said, "Hey, try to get me in this business. It turns like I'm in the same industry as you. It's been years, 100 years. I'm like, great. He told me, and I said, great. It's, first two initials are NY, and then the word called life. And so they,
If your microphone, there's something wrong with the microphone.
I think you're muffling against the box.
Sorry, thank you, Noelle. So, can you hear me now? So 5 years ago, this guy, so he's texting me, and he's with this other company. I said, they're going to teach you how to sell insurance. That's good. I'm going to show you how to get rich, but I need you to do that a while. It didn't last 2 weeks. He texted me back. He said, oh my God, these people are boring. I was like, no kidding. So I'm meeting with him when I got to Dallas, the 25th. And so it's just the 3 foot rule. So I want to know about Latoya, Mo. Have they been invited, and are they watching the show? And then Hunter, did he get invited? And then, it's just crazy, the 3 foot rule. I was in Sal's restaurant. This lady comes up to me. She said, I just want to tell you why I didn't proceed with you. And I don't know who she is or what she's talking about, but I assume proceeding with me had something to do with being in this business. I had no idea who she is. And she tells me all these reasons why she didn't. I don't even remember her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the 3 foot rule. Everybody I talk to. So yesterday I was doing a doctor appointment. I was calling my staff. They putting people in class. Are they tracking them down? Right? It's just the 3 foot rule. All right. That is working tremendously. Jeff Bright just told me, he said, I understood that analogy. You're going towards Myrtle Beach, but you're going west, and you need to go east, but it's fun. That's like calling those list of agents. It's fun and easy, but you're going the wrong direction, and you never get to your destination. The 3 foot rule, everybody you know and meet, these people are going to be better than the lists of just calling random people or running ads. Don't get me wrong. If you ain't going to do nothing, at least you're driving. You might be going west. You might run into a swimming pool or a creek or something like that. It ain't Myrtle Beach. It's not the ocean, but you might get something. You know what I mean? So just keep doing it. To be respected, Adam, I don't know exactly. You said you know what this is. I just got it. Patrick opened it, and I was just barely looking at it. And it was like, but here's one of the things that got me. And I only opened, it's all kinds of cool stuff. But this one got me, Adam. Look at this. I was like, what could this be? Is this tickets? What is it? So they don't send you this because they like you. But they got to like you, but there's some reason that you got enough money that you shared with them, you contributed. I only opened up one of these, Adam. Must be this one. Yeah, I only opened up one, and it's a letter. So apparently these are letters from everybody that is somebody at NC State, handwritten. I've only opened up one of them, but you can rest assured I am going to look at every one of them and see who they are. If you don't focus, or some of y'all called it be selfish, it's not being selfish, it's having a bigger dream to give more money away. Like, I got no problem if you want to serve in a soup line for the homeless, but writing a check for 10 different homeless organizations, 10 grand, 10 grand, 10 grand. Don't get me wrong. I get it that physically you being there is important. I ain't going, but you can go. Or you can do something else and write the checks for the homeless later. You understand? It's not selfishness. It's having a bigger dream to help more people than just one person. It's, anyway. I hope this is helpful. Mike and Noelle, appreciate you setting the example. I can look at this, scroll down. I'm going to try to double your glow bonus, and I'm going to remove it. We don't have unlimited money from what the carriers pay, but I'm going to reduce it to where the people are not traveling. It's coming. And there's nothing they can do about it. Like if that pilot just stands to land and they get mad and scream at them, they can jump out early if they want to. You know what I mean? I don't want them to, but I'm trying to reward the needs to be rewarded, and consequences of those don't deserve to be consequented. Let's keep this daggum thing simple. By the way, you could take the checklist of these things, Noelle, and sit at dinner and talk for 3 hours. You know what people do a lot of times? They go, my people know everything. They pretty much, hey, I like this one. They didn't have no questions. Y'all got any questions? All right, I can go home. They don't know the questions to ask. Ask them how to become a key leader. Ask them how to be a district manager. Ask them what book they would read if a person was doing this. If a person was doing this? What books have they not read? Get out the 8 Steps book and check off ones they've read. There's so many things to talk about. My kids used to call this the talking business for good reason. There's a lot of talking involved in getting rich in this business. I love y'all. Let's see, Mike and Noelle back again Friday, and then I'm not sure who we're adding. It's going to be crazy. Product call tomorrow at 1. TheAllianceEvents.com. See the hotspots. That's where I recruit. I look at the hotspots coming up, and then I plug people in the meetings, and then you got to get it on your calendar. I'm not going to get into scheduling your calendar. I ain't got time for that, but love y'all. Hope this is helpful. Thank you so much, Mike Noelle, for being here. Adam Katz, taking time out of your day. Love you. Bye.